Hello and welcome to the debrief. Excuse me, I've been drinking Diet Coke, just burping there.
Going for a drive, do a little gig, then drive back with the chat. It's called the debrief. It's called the debrief. It's called the debrief. It's called the debrief. It's called the debrief.
On the way to the Cardinia Cultural Centre. Some would say that's an oxymoron, but with Brad Oakes.
Yes, I know. What a surprise.
And this is the last of our tour for this year, but the tour is continuing next year.
Yes.
For people that haven't seen us, we're coming to Bairnsdale.
Next year.
And then we're doing other showcase shows with other comics too.
We're going to sail again, I think.
Sail.
I think we are.
Aubrey.
Yeah.
Shep, I think.
Yep.
And
Interstates? Well,
yeah, there's Yapoon and stuff. And
That's right. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be overseas for that one. I won't make
that's
that
right.
one. Don't worry, they'll get someone to fill in. Probably Jerry Seinfeld. I don't know. Chris Rock.
Well, yeah. Well,
Jim
maybe
Jeffries.
Maybe a troupe. Maybe 3 or 4 comedians to fill your great shoes.
The Doug Anthony's. I'm trying to think of trios.
Yeah.
Found objects.
Yeah. The Three Stooges.
Oh, love the Three Stooges. Lano Woodley. Could be a bit expensive, but anyway.
Okay. Can I just take you back to the start where you burped and most people would have just started again, but no.
No, we haven't. No, apologise.
Yeah,
I just had my ate my chicken tacos before I got in the car, which I cooked.
Apologise and continue. Yes.
Yeah, I don't. Look, sorry, apology.
That's all right. Well, it's auspicious because it's the last one for this year. I don't think it's our last gig together, but it's the last one of the Overweight Lightweight tour. Do you reckon? I've never thought of this before, but you know the Dave O'Neill Overweight Lightweight tour. After seeing both of us, did they go? Which one was the lightweight?
Yeah, who's what? Should be called overweight. Overweight, double overweight.
Overweight, what the fuck's that?
Overweight squared. Yeah. But no, we have. I don't know when we last talked, but we did Mount Isa, we did Cairns.
Yeah.
Did we talk then? I can't remember.
No.
Anyway, they were awesome, and we
didn't talk because we hardly did any car work, did we?
No.
Because it was mostly flying. Mount Isa. Wow. We went to the underground hospital in Mount
They've got a
Isa.
hospital made in World War II in the mountain that the miners did.
Yes.
We love Mount Isa.
Yeah, it was great.
And Cairns, wow.
30 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh man, it was hot.
Yeah.
And of course, and then we've just been doing other gigs. We did Benalla Bowls Club last night, but
No.
not the main bowls club.
No.
Was it RVI? What was it
No,
again?
it was Ararat. We weren't in Benalla.
Sorry, not Benalla, Ararat.
Yeah.
And we did. There's 2 bowls clubs.
Yeah.
We
There's a
didn't.
big one,
Yep.
and there's one tucked away on the side street.
And that's the one we did. As I said, it's like the GWS of the Sydney Swans. We were with GWS.
Yeah, it is. It's Australia and New Zealand.
Yes.
Yes. And,
But great
so
fun.
it's the Dave O'Neill and Brad Oakes.
Yeah.
There you go. It's satellites. But anyway, they were awesome crowd, weren't they? They were lovely.
They were great.
And
Good country people. But people either worked in the prison, because there's a prison there, or in the quarry, or in the mine.
no, there was some tree changes there as well.
Oh, yeah, Martin.
Martin and Kitty.
Oh, yeah, because Martin was the gardener at my mum's aged care facility.
Oh no, that's really. I wonder if he opens with that.
He said, "How's your mum?" I said, "Well, she's dead." He goes, "Yeah, I thought she might have been." He goes, "I didn't want to." Anyway, I said, "Well, you weren't to know. You'd left by the time."
Yeah.
But we both agreed it was an excellent place. Faversham House sounds quite posh, and the people were great. No, Martin is a great gardener, but yeah, he's moved up there with his partner, his wife.
Where was your mum? What was
Faversham House in Canterbury. So you would probably know because that's sort of your old stomping ground. So not that far from the station.
Faversham Road. I know Faversham.
Oh, you
Road.
know Faversham Road, then you know it.
Yes. Okay.
So there's a few halls. There's like a scout hall and a church hall, and then there's Faversham House.
Yeah. Well, that's because that's where the what we used to call the freak school was Brinsley Road, which is I think the next one over is Brinsley Road.
Yeah.
That runs by the railway line.
Yes.
And
Yes. Mum was right on the railway line, kind of, yeah.
And there was because Camberwell got a few old people's homes in the 70s.
Yeah.
There was Camberley, which is just around the corner from there.
Oh, yeah.
And it was at Camberwell Private Hospital up the hill where I had my
Tonsils out?
no, I had
Appendix
my
out?
no, but they
Vasectomy?
tried to.
Circumcision?
I'm
Hysterectomy?
going to let you guess.
Hey.
You won't guess.
Ingrown toenail?
And I had my. They tried to correct.
Gallbladder?
They tried to correct my deviated septum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is
What's that again?
okay. So the septum is the thing that kind of, I think, splits your nostrils.
Oh, yeah,
and-
I know.
Yeah, and mine was kind of just leaning over to the left or something. And
This
so
was a deviant
yes, and it's
nostril.
it's a very painful operation, and
Oh.
you end up with
How old were you?
I was 14 or 15.
Oh.
I ended up with 2 foot, like, what's 2 foot, 60 centimeters of packing up each nostril.
Oh,
And when they
boy.
pull it out, they just pull it out just like one big yank.
Oh, yuck.
And
I think my brother had something like that the other day. He
yeah,
had a nose thing, yeah, and it was very painful.
yeah. Why would you bother now? You know.
Oh, no, because it affected breathing, though.
Oh, okay,
You know,
yeah.
affected breathing. That's near where Mum was, but she passed away in January, so...
I know, just before we went,
to
we
Wyong.
started the tour.
Man, Wyong. Anyway, look, it was a good place, Faversham House.
Yeah.
Because she was on the first level. The second level was dementia, Alzheimer's ward, and that was Mum's big thing. She would point to another lady and say, "She belongs up there." Everyone belonged up there. She belongs up there.
And
What's she doing down here? She's from up there.
And of course, they thought she meant heaven.
Yes. She belongs up there. Oh, God. Anyway, Cardinia Cultural Centre, they've sold quite a few tickets, which is exciting.
Yes.
And because we've done out here, we did Knox, we did Nunawading, which sold out.
Oh, we did another one that way. Oh no, we did the Pakenham pub, didn't we?
We've done the Pakenham pub recently, and
Beaconsfield. Yeah, so we're populated in the
Southeast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking it'll be go good.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, cultural centre. I mean,
Wow.
I've even brought a collared shirt.
The cultures. It's still Pakenham, remember that. It's
Yeah.
like, you know.
Well, which is nearby, and I must remember to do that joke. Pakenham Upper.
Oh, Pakenham Upper,
Yeah,
yep.
because- Hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, I might even do that routine, given that I've got my harmonica.
Do your Chadstone routine.
I will do. Yeah, well, that's part of the Chadstone.
Oh, that's part of the Chadstone routine.
It's an ancillary it's a spin-off, Dave, from
It's a
the
spin-off?
Chadstone routine. Yes.
Well, we've
Yeah.
got to get out there and do our sound check and then just sit around and see what happens.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, cultural centre, and you know, after this, it's back to the back to the back of the truck for me.
yes, back to pub gigs, etc.
Back to fighting for gigs. Now it's been great, and it's been a good year with Wordsworth Productions
Celia, yeah.
getting these gigs going.
She's featured on this podcast. Anyway,
Yes.
we'll keep listening because we'll let you know how it went. Because I'm
Alright.
sure it'll be I've done the road show, I reckon, here. I've done a gig here before.
Yeah.
I remember the theatre. But anyway.
Yeah, I might have sprayed some bullets in there. I don't know.
I did a gig in the foyer once too for a big blokes lunch. They used to do things in the foyer.
In the foyer. Were
Yeah,
you-
like a function space.
I thought you meant you were busking.
Yeah,
Yes.
virtually.
Yeah.
Oh,
come in
God.
Don't catch his eye. Don't look at him. Don't. Hey, mate, do you want to hear a joke?
Don't look at me.
Oh.
All right, well, keep listening.
All right.
Bye-bye. Can you hear the drums, Fernando?
Do you remember the fateful night we crossed the Rio Grande?
One.
There was something in the air that
Yep.
night.
We're back on the debrief, on the Cardinia Cultural centre. Great times. Met some punters there. Someone made me a slice, a chocolate Carol. Gee, it was nice.
Yeah.
Thanks,
it was
Coco, if you're listening.
nice. It was nice.
Coco and Andrew came all the way from Sydney to see us because they missed out on Cosula or Rooty Hill, where we did.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
We didn't do many Sydney dates.
No, that were the two inner city ones we did, Cashula and
Rooty Hill.
Rooty Hill.
You know,
at,
Rooty Hill's not that inner city, is it?
at the Coliseum.
The Coliseum.
Well, that is Cashula. Cashula's near.
No, Cosula's near Liverpool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
Cardinia Cultural Centre, great theatre
Lovely
in
theatre.
Pakenham.
Good text. To the text.
They got it right. We've had a lot
Yeah.
of theatre operators get our cue, and we're not doing massive musical cues.
No.
It's not like, and then the light came on, and then cue some massive sound cue.
No.
It's like, here's Brad, play this song. Now here's Dave, play this song.
It's like the old lunch orders. You know, Brad's pie with sauce and Dave gets a pasty with sauce.
Yum.
Yeah. There you go. You know.
Remember they used to always bring in the lunch orders 10 minutes before class would break, and you just sit there smelling that
Yeah.
mix of tomato sauce and hot pastry going, fuck.
Yeah, and when we lived with my dad, we had one lunch order per term.
Oh, you like my wife.
Yeah.
She got one a year on her birthday.
Yeah,
There were 3 kids, or I used to stand up about this, 3 types of kids. The one lunch order a year, the one lunch order a week, which was me, we used to get one a week, and then there was always that one kid who got one every day.
yeah, but pretty sure that his dad was like screwing something else. You know,
Well,
I don't think things were good at home.
No, you'd think mum died. Is his mum dead?
That escalated.
Why is that guy having a lunch order every day? What's
Yeah.
going on at his house?
Yeah, and then you meet his mum. She's got no hands.
Yeah.
And my old man caught me one day because one day he said, "Oh, there's no time to write out your lunch orders because we'd have to take our lunch order to school.
Yeah.
Right? It'd have to be done at home.
Yeah, I remember.
Because I couldn't.
Still
be trusted.
does. Still does.
Well, then he just happened to catch me at lunchtime. I'd sneaked over to the fish and chip shop. You know, we weren't allowed to.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you used the money to fish and chips.
Yeah, well, you better be buying fish. And I'm just boys, change that order.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did what was he doing at the fish and chip shop at
Well, I don't know.
lunchtime?
There's a lot of stuff, you know, like a lot of
He was
stuff.
spying on you, I reckon.
Well, yeah, I think my old man might have even pretended to have a job. Anyway,
Oh, one of those guys.
yeah, like Ian McFadden.
Just sat in the park,
Yeah,
fed the pigeons.
put on a 3-piece suit, walk around the city with
A briefcase.
yeah. It's like was that
God.
Olivia Newton-John's Delta Dawn song? No.
Oh, yeah.
No, who sang that? Helen Reddy?
Oh. Don't know.
Delta Dawn. Anyway,
Ugh.
sorry. God, I'm just
Talk
straight.
about lunch orders.
Lunch orders.
Yeah.
So, but you're quite right, and I think it was some kind of torture, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just go do you reckon it was worse if you had one and you could smell it, or
I
you're sitting
reckon.
there
Oh,
and just going, "Wow, it's not even my time."
not yeah.
the term.
I don't even got one. They still do lunch orders. The school canteen at my kids' high school got taken over in an aggressive move.
By Uber.
Yeah, and it's not as good anymore. And the dollars and cents teacher, which is like consumer education. There's a great dollar and cents teacher called Dean. He wrote up a whole scenario and pitched it to the powers that be of why they shouldn't let it be taken over by the catering company, but they just ignored it.
Wow.
Because now the quality's gone downhill. And
Well, when I was in high school, my mum worked full time, and I had no dad, and so my mum couldn't do canteen duty.
oh yeah, I love when Mum did the canteen
And
duty.
that was another thing I was jealous of. Well, when kids would just go, "I mean, mum's then today I'm just going to have cream,
Yeah,
whipped cream. That's
Oh.
all I'm going to eat."
Mum would do canteen duty. It was a great day because she'd hand you stuff.
Yeah. So I wonder if it still goes on.
Yeah, I did canteen duty at primary school. I mean, a lot of primary schools don't have canteens anymore, but we did, and I would do duty. But honestly, it was such hard work. I had to go fucking lie down. I had a headache after it.
Yeah, it's
Working me like working in a coal mine.
like a really shit McHappy day.
Yes. making sandwiches, and we're going to make stuff for the teachers now. Like, Jesus Christ.
We were talking about my happy day yesterday.
McHappy Day,
yeah.
Yeah, I talked about it with Glenn on a Somewhere Related podcast.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I did Deer Park, and people thought I was working in the McDonald's. Are you working here now, mate? Yeah,
Well,
no.
yeah, well, it was so funny. I did Ringwood.
Yes.
With Russ Gilbert, and these kids were hanging back. I might have said this before on him.
No.
These kids were hanging back, and finally they came over, and one of them goes, "Oh, I've got 50 cents. Can I get a dairy cone?"
A cone, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going, yeah. And he said, "Who are you?"
Oh. Love it.
Yeah, and so there'd be people like, I'd be serving, and there'd be like one bewildered person I'd be serving, and then Russ Gilbert was next to me, and people were just like fighting to get into his line.
Yeah, of course.
But, mate, who are you?
Who are you? Shit, I'm Alan Bond, mate.
Yeah,
Because
wow.
you played Alan Bond.
I played Alan Bond on 2 different networks.
What? On Hey Hey and
I did Hey
Comedy
Hey
Company?
and on the Comedy Company.
Wow.
Channel 9, Channel 10. Did drag on all 3 of them,
Wow.
and blackface.
You did blackface?
Yeah, I did.
On what show?
Comedy Company.
What for? What? Oh, Milli Vanilli?
Milli Vanilli. Me
That's
and Pete
right.
Rosethorn.
Jesus.
Sorry, Pete, didn't mean to throw you under the bus. Yeah, because I said to Ian McFadgen, like, I did drag for Ian McFadgen on the Comedy Company, and he goes, "Brad, I want you," and again it was with Pete Rosethorn, and there was this sketch, I don't know who wrote it, but the sketch was that Pete was never drinking again.
Right.
He wakes up with a really ugly woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't even dream of it these days.
You can't
right?
do that these days. No.
And Ian says to me, "So I want you to wear a blonde wig and really slutty makeup
Oh, so
and-
you were the ugly woman.
and a negligee." And I've gone, "Well, I appreciate it, Ian, but I don't want to do drag. I don't really think, it's my thing." And he goes, "Well, Brad, look, the sketch calls for a really ugly woman. Now, I could go to one of the female members of the cast, and say to them, look,
yeah.
you're the ugliest woman in the cast,' and they could play it, or you could do it and I'd pay you double." And I went, "Oh, well, I'll just go to makeup."
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. What
Yeah.
time is that you required?
But then I was walking down the hallway. You remember the Blakeney twins who were on
Yeah.
Neighbours?
Yeah, they had a single out.
Yeah. So I'd wanted to meet them, and I was working at, we were filming at
Channel 10.
Channel 10.
Nana Whiting.
And I was walking to get my dinner in the caf, and I saw them walking towards me in the hallway, and I'm thinking, finally, I just go, "Oh, yeah, hi, girls, yeah, I like your work, blah, blah, blah." And they start laughing, and then I realised that I was dressed as a woman.
That's funny.
Yeah, so anyway, it's just now I can't even go out with a woman unless I'm dressed as one. No, that's so
Yeah. Oh, that was a good thing about working at Nana Whiting is that I worked there too on Full Frontal, and you see the Neighbours stars in the canteen, or
Wow.
the bloke who hosted, what was that? Ed Phillips, who hosted the dating
yeah.
show.
well, because we used to
He
film.
always turned up with a dog. He always had a dog with him.
We used to film on Thursday nights, the Comedy Company, the year I was in it, and then I'd go out and usually go out with Russ Gilbert and maybe a couple other people, and we go to Cafe Menace or somewhere like that.
Toorak Road.
On Toorak Road, or the Chevron or wherever, and
The Chevron.
there was the Channel 10 Rat Pack, which was Eddie Maguire, Steve Quartermain, and I think it was Bridget Duclos.
Oh, yeah, Bridget would hang out with
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
So they'd do the late news, and then we'd run into them.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Well, she's awesome, Bridget.
Yeah, well, Eddie was good back in the day. He was all right.
Hey, look, Eddie's always friendly.
Yeah.
Always remembers your name. Has a good chat to
Yeah.
you. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, I have slagged him off on stage to get a laugh, but whatever.
wow.
I did Eltham. I think it was Eltham Footy Club, and there was one of those footy guys, Robbo or Hutcho or one of those guys,
Yeah.
and he's on stage going, "No, Eddie Maguire's a great bloke. No, I know." People yell him out and stuff. No, I know what you think, but no, you don't know him. He's a great
Yeah.
bloke. No, he's a great bloke. He's been a great bloke to me, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And so I get up. I go, Eddie Maguire, what a fucking wanker! Get a round of applause. I'm not stupid.
I've defended Daryl Summers before.
Oh yeah, well, Daryl was always nice to me.
Yeah, he was nice to most people. It's just he just didn't live in the real world. you
No,
know?
he still doesn't live in the real world.
No, he
You go to his house and he's got photos of himself on the walls, apparently.
well, I do, but that's because I don't have any mirrors. Hey,
Daryl.
it's like a.
Someone went there and said as you walk down the corridor, he gets younger. There's younger and younger photos. Like this is like Dorian Gray or something.
This sounds also like my house.
That's also like Oaksy's house.
Yeah, it's
No, Daryl. I mean, Daryl liked comedians, didn't he? So
Look, he did, but also too that he was, I used to say to people, look, he's a millionaire, so you got to remember that he doesn't have to dress the way that he does on the show. Right? He's a millionaire. Like, in fact, he asked me one day. He had this really hot little Mercedes two-door Sports, and
I remember that.
and he goes, we're in a meeting one day when I was working as a rider there, and he goes, can you go and move my car? And he must have seen something in my eyes, and he goes, wait, no, give me those keys.
It'd be like that scene in Ferris Bueller where they get the car park guy just drives the car around like a maniac.
Well, we'd already done that because I wrote a sketch. Have I told you this story about
No,
Pluck a Duck and the McDonald's truck?
no.
Okay, so there was this little McDonald's van. It was a mini moke, right? But it was made to look like an old-timey truck from just before the First World War.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Sure.
And it was called the McValet. And it used to drive around the city. This is like 1995 or 6 or something like that. And it used to deliver to office buildings. And I used to think it was hilarious because whoever was driving it just looked really embarrassed. And,
Yes.
And I fixated on it. Anyway, because McDonald's were the sponsors of Hey Hey, I said to Kevin Blonde, the segment producer that I worked for,
Great guy.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
may he rest in peace, and I said, Blondie, I reckon it'd be funny if Plucker stole the truck.
Oh yeah, great idea.
And he goes, that's not a bad idea, yeah. I said, do you reckon McDonald's will be all right? He goes, they'll love it. So anyway, I think it was a Thursday night, we were filming the sketch, and they deliver it. And I said, I'm going to have a drive. And Blondie goes, I'm going to have a drive. And I said, well, no, I wrote the sketch. And he goes, I outrank you. I'm going to have a drive.
Yeah.
And so he had a little drive up and down Bendigo Street. And he comes back and he goes, anyway, we'll go and get Plucker now. Don't you drive it? Oh, and I was already halfway up the street.
Yeah.
I drove around Richmond for a while.
Awesome.
Just loving it. It was such a good show to work for.
Well, we'll tell a story about, you getting into trouble. So, have you told that one before about when Al McPherson came on the show?
Oh, right. Well, yeah.
You don't want to tell that story? That is a
No,
funny
I'll tell
story.
that story. No, I've told it.
That is a great story.
Because I think I told that with you and Glenn. And,
I think you did.
yeah, so what happened was Daryl kept us waiting once in a writers' meeting. Like, we were just sitting there for hours, and we couldn't start until we knew what the theme of the show was going to be. And finally, he turns up, and he's got, like, gourmet pies for everyone. And he goes,
Ooh.
and he goes, so anyway, El McPherson's going to be on the show. I've had this idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go, hey, at the start of the show, we've got a great show coming up, and I'm going to hold up my hand, and I'm going to realise that my watch is missing. So I'm going to look at my arm, and then I'll go, oh, no, my watch. And then what I'll do is I'll just run away from the host desk.
Yeah.
And I'll run in a pre-record through the studio. I'll run out of the studio. I'll get into a taxi. I'll drive into the city in the taxi. I'll go to the Sofitel. I'll go up to the 75th floor or whatever. And then I'll go down the hallway. I'll quietly crack open the hotel door. And then we'll see the supine body of a supermodel asleep under the sheet.
Al McPherson.
Elle McPherson, and my wristwatch will be on the bedside table.
I get it. I get
And
it.
she wakes up and I go back to sleep. You're having a bad dream. And everyone goes, well, fuck, I don't know if she's going to want to do that.
No.
And so he says to the producer,
Yeah, ask her.
make it happen. So anyway, that's a writer's meeting. So a couple of days later, we're in a production meeting. And he goes, how'd you go with Elle? And the producer goes, I couldn't bring myself to bring it up. And Daryl goes, oh, fuck, I'll ring her myself. All right. So anyway, come Saturday night when we're filming the show, nothing. Elle Macpherson comes on, and
So she said no to it, basically.
well, if it ever got mentioned, right?
Yeah.
But so what happens is she's launching a aerobics tape, as
Yeah.
they all were at that time, and Daryl said to me, I need you to grab some people out of the audience and get them to come and do aerobics with Elle in the segment. And I said, well, I think it'd be funny if I did it too, wouldn't it, boss?
Yeah, of
And he
course.
goes, oh, fuck, yeah, beauty. So I did it. And I stole the show off these civilians because, you know, like when we were supposed to be doing back raises and I'm just bending my elbows. And
Yeah,
everyone's,
cool.
and the audience are laughing, and finally Elle Macpherson turns around and goes, oh, you're not doing it. Shut up. Anyway, nothing's ever said. 3 weeks later, he keeps us waiting again, and he comes in and he goes, right. Okay, so the start of the show is Humphrey Bear's. It's his
Humphrey B. Bear.
It's his Humphrey B. Bear, the pantsless bear.
Yeah.
It's his anniversary, right? It's his 10-year anniversary. It's not his birthday because you can't say his birthday because he's only 3, all right? And we need a way to start the show. We need something to do. And I go, hey, Daryl, in front of everybody. And he goes, yeah. And I go, why don't you go, hey, where's my watch? And
Then you go to a hotel room.
yeah, and I've just gone, where's my watch? Then look and realise it's missing. I didn't get any further than that. And everybody started laughing, right?
Yeah, pissed themselves.
Yeah, and then they stopped.
Because you were suggesting that
Yeah.
Daryl was sleeping with Humphrey B. Bear in a hotel room.
Exactement. And he goes, and so everybody does that thing where everyone goes, ha ha, oh. It's, you know, like the piano stopped. And he looks at me and he goes, I pay you to make me funny, not make fun of me. Oh. Anyway, the beginning of the end.
Then he sacked you.
Well, he didn't sack me straight away.
Oh.
But I stayed friends with the show, so it wasn't bad. You know, I wasn't the kind of writer that hey needed.
No.
You know.
I used to go on a bit. He was always good to me, but yeah, you know.
I love getting those little notes, right?
Oh, yeah, I've still got them.
Yeah, I still have.
So when you go on a TV show, they sometimes give you... Rove used to do it too.
Yeah, well, he learned it. I'm sure he learned it off
Daryl, and they give you a little card and say, thanks for coming on. You were
I know.
great, or something, or whatever. Oh, they do it on Spix, they used to.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
I think Daryl learned it off Graham Kennedy.
Oh, probably. Oh, God, we're being pushed
Yeah.
off the freeway. Jesus, should have gone We've gone the wrong freeway, Brad.
Damn it.
Anyway, let's go for the questions and let's wind this episode up. What went well tonight? And
Oh,
what,
lovely
Brad?
theatre. Lovely theatre. Nice. Nice
greatest.
enough crowd.
Mm.
And great techs.
But what didn't go well?
Well, I found them a little bit unresponsive at the start.
Yeah, you had a hard work at the start. Yeah.
I was.
I shouldn't laugh, but it can be hard work sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the thing about being a support act. We've talked about this,
Yeah.
but when I used to support David Strasman, I'd walk on stage and you could hear people sometimes go, "Who the fuck's this?
Yeah.
Where's Chucky?"
Yeah.
Any organisational hazards get in the way?
No, look, they were lovely to us.
You know what?
We parked next to the stage door.
Oh, it was awesome.
Awesome.
And the stage door was open, which is often not open.
Yes.
You know what though? A little bit of food in the green room.
Yeah.
We're not. It's just a bowl of chips.
Yeah.
You know, some rice crackers.
Yeah. I know.
But there were drinks. There was like
Yeah.
Coke Zero or whatever. Even though I don't even like it, but I had
And
some.
Paper straws, don't you?
And paper straws, my biggest enemy.
Your bête noire.
Oh, how can we do better next time?
I think organisationally that
Uh,
it's always going to be our enemy when people don't sit down the front.
yeah, I know. They did, though, a little bit.
Yeah, but there was
There were
better when you
gaps.
came out. There were like
Gaps.
that front row wasn't full when I
Oh,
started.
really?
No, it was about 4 people came and sat down there.
Oh, okay.
Almost like they didn't want to get my spit on them.
Oh.
How dare they?
Well, sit down in the front, people.
But it
Peeps.
was great. No, they were. I think they were grateful that you turn up.
Yeah.
down there.
Well, follow Brad on Instagram. His clip has gone. How many views?
2.6 million.
The fish clip. Have a look.
Yes,
What's your handle on Instagram?
it's Bradford.Oaks.
Bradford.Oaks. It's Dave O'Neill. I've got a few new clips up there.
Yeah,
Have a look.
you've been pumping them out.
Yeah, only because we did that Nunawading gig and I had someone film it.
Yeah.
Live in Nunawading.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the podcast yet again, Brad. I'm sure you will return.
That's. And you sound a little bit more sure than that.
I'm sure you'll be back. I don't know. I got to talk to the producers.
Yeah. Well,
no, this
I
you'll
thought
be back.
you let me plug the mic in today for the first time.
Brad
ever.
did some of the tech work, so if this is fucking up, it's Brad's fault.
Oh, I see what's happening. I see what's happening.
Yeah. That was Brad's fault. I don't know what happened. And Corey, the producer, will go, don't let Brad touch anything, all right? That'll be
Why
happening
does
next
Brad
time.
say everything else?
He's off the tour. Bye.
All right.